All right, we're back. It's been a couple of days. It's Wednesday now. Last played on Monday, so missed it yesterday. Was playing Street Fighter instead, actually. Um, I did jump on earlier on just to do some combat practice, mainly working out the lightning powers that we've now got, and also just did some reading of the tomes. I thought that's probably not going to be that interesting on the stream, so I thought I'll just read it. I did do a lot of reading, and to be honest, I love the feature, so got to do a lot of backstory stuff. Went to the library and read it. So now on to the main scenario. Let's go and speak with Otto.
If you need volunteers, just say the word. I dab hand when it comes to the old fisticuffs.
Of course.
The other thing I looked at was this, which is an amazing feature, frankly.
Here for another of my lectures.
So the state of the realm, there's
What
two
is it that
things.
you wish to
One
know?
which is characters, so how everyone relates to Clive, which I think is amazing, and you can switch timelines, so right from the beginning and every kind of key stage, who comes into the mix, what their relationship is. You can even see what clan they're from, so the Dalmatians, Waluids, etc. Really, really good. I went through this earlier as well just to kind of see, and it's pretty interesting. Really good feature. I mean, I love the lore stuff that they're doing. This was pretty good. It shows people's relationships and whatnot. Hunting, mortal foe, avenging Sid, former lovers. Yeah. Removes brand. I didn't notice that. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. And then you've got this,
One
which
must
is a
understand
situation
one's
map.
place in the world.
And so again, same thing, you can go through the timeline, but it just shows, you know, where people moved, which armies have gone where, things like that. Again, I think this is an amazing feature. And really good to just catch up on things that you might have missed or remind yourselves of what's actually going on right now. So, you know, these guys, when we destroyed Drake's head, they've now gone to the Crystalline Dominion, they're taking this over. This was a what's it called? A neutral territory. So now that they've taken this over, there will be some retaliation from these guys. Where Barnabas is, he hasn't done anything yet, but I'm sure we'll see. And yeah, another really great feature, to be honest. So I went through that as well.
Today's lesson.
Right, where are you? There you are.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. She's fallen into the hands of the Empire. We could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Find the curse breakers. New side quest. Let's go to Martha's Rest. There it is. Should we look at the side quest? Let's look at the side quest real quick. The side quests up until now have not been great. A couple of them have kind of expanded on the relationship between bearers and their owners and stuff. That's been really good. That's only been like a couple of times. So the rest of them have been really lame, kind of fetch quest type of things.
Finish with that lot. Sucks, Ed.
But I think they give us ability points. I think. So we'll see. Hopefully they get better.
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest.
Right, it didn't say we get any ability points when we collected the quest. It just mentioned 10 XP points, 0 gil. But I guess if it involves fighting those sort of things, oh, we can drop down, then maybe it will actually give us some ability points. That's what I want right now. We need 1,000 to upgrade the limit break, which is what I'm gonna try and go for next. Let's upgrade the limit breaks, okay.
Easier than felling a forest, I said.
Alright, this one is new. Let's try this.
This one. Fire and flame.
Now that we've got 3 icons attuned, okay, we've got 24 ability points for that. Not great. But now we've got 3 to shuffle through. Like, it is going to be a little bit frustrating to keep shifting. We'll just have to get used to that. Go back to the hideaway, complete that side quest, and then go to Martha's Rest. He was down here, wasn't he?
Finish with that log. That's it.
Find is one way.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo.
Argo.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferry.
Okay, 250 ability points. Oh, sorry, it wasn't 10 XP, it was 10, whatever that last thing is. It's 250 XP, 250 ability points, which is really good actually. Badge of Might, +1. Increases attack by 12. That's really good. Let's equip that one. Cool.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Imperials.
The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Rest to answer to.
Found her. I'd rather not bump into them again.
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
I'm sorry. Oh, I think I twisted something.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials descended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
What I don't really understand is whether...
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Oi, look sharp! Eh? What?
Yeah, so what I don't understand is whether people actually think I'm Sid, or whether they kind of know that I've taken his name or what? I'm not really sure. Because in the Hideaway, there were people saying Sid, but then there were also people saying Clive. So I don't know if it's just like new members who think I'm Sid, or whether everyone knows that Sid's actually dead and Clive's taken his name. Yeah, I just don't really know. Right.
If those Orsons touch a hair on Martha's head, I'll kill them all myself.
Straight through. Oh, we've been to this place. I think we've been to this place. I think they said it's the place where
Look,
where those guys were
up
dying.
ahead.
Oh, that's her.
Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something. Tell us.
How'd you
what
escape?
happened. What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened. The Black Shields? The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
It seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Oh no.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long. Is that all of them?
I think so. I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Well, there's that building we went in before. There was nothing there. There's a box here. I wonder if that respawns.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cuttings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Matt to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Okay, where are we going? Bit of a trek. Well, not really, but it's just that we're going to have to avoid enemies because I CBA to fight. Mandatory fight. What? Bounty 5,000. What the hell is this? This is new. Notorious marks. Every now and again, Clive may encounter creatures larger, faster, and more ferocious than most. Flight's always an option. Defeating these notorious marks can earn him not only renown, but also rarer materials that may be. Okay, fine.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Get him!
Let's see how you do. You're not doing too much damage. This guy's got a fair bit of health. What is this? Wow, he has got tons of health. Oh shit. What? So I can't avoid getting hit when I'm launching the I'm launching this. Damn.
Too slow. Nice try.
Get him! Sick him! Go for it! Over here! Sick him! Over here! Get him!
Damn, missed.
Fire and flame!
Too slow. Flying hand. Too slow.
This one! Get him! Go, over here! Sick him! This one! Go,
Nice try. Too slow.
get him!
Nice try.
All yours, Torgal!
Over here! Farewell.
Bloody hell. Oh, barely any ability points. Quite a lot of money though. And this stuff isn't even that unique. I'm sure we've got quite a lot of that.
You didn't see that coming. What a fine hound.
Which way should we go? This way.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Should be able to fast travel there, right? Yes, thank God.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them. preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
I don't know if curse breakers are... Is that new? I don't recognize that name. I guess they work for the hideaway. Right, return to the hideaway. What is this? Plus sign. Is it normally a plus? I don't know the side quest. I don't know why that icon looks kind of different or new. Let's see what this is.
Oi! You there! Don't just pass. You handy with course you are. But now, question is, are you willing to use it or not?
Chocobos.
You heard me right. And not just any. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see.
Chocobos.
It's true. Why? Go on then.
No.
Oh.
That's the first time we've rejected a side quest, and I was wondering what happens if you do, but forget that. We'll do that another time. CBA right now.
Now, where's Gav?
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria. But none of the curse breakers have returned.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's Head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. Now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. If there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
We're going to find out what that is now. Its counter is now open. Okay. Alliant reports the patrons whisper the hunt board. The hunt board is going to be those animal things.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Let's go to that board. Where are we? Also, what's interesting is that so the Empire's gone to the Crystalline Dominion, which is closer to Waloed, but the Waloedians, or whatever they're called, they haven't actually gone to attack. Instead, the Dalmatians have, which is weird.
What's the matter, Nick? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operation. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Right. The people of Alastia are going through a lot already. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of them. Perhaps I can.
View the hunt board. So we've done this one. The Angel of Death. Okay. C rank, B rank. Right. This kind of seems like maybe a post game kind of thing. There's obviously going to be loads more down to like S rank. Well, it might be good as well if I ever want to grind.
I don't think so.
Alright. What other facilities did we unlock?
Clive! Quick look.
What? Oh, just a place to view side quests.
Always something in there.
Alright.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Oh, same old. So, oh. And Sid. But he's still with us too.
Cool.
You off then?
Oh, Clive. Well,
The Patron's Whisper. Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Completing side quests will earn Clive renown. Okay, that's what that thing was, renown. Inspiring benefactors from the twins to donate money, blah blah blah. Okay. Wow, 400 ability points.
All yours.
Nice. Decent.
Sorry, but you're not quite there yet. Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Business is busy. Still. Words are immortal. May the goddess go with you.
Cool. What else was there? Was something else I was going to check. Oh yeah, it was this thing.
Ah, my favorite pupil. My beloved homeland.
Oh, she's from there.
Or at least it was. What is it that you wish to learn?
Let's look at this situation map, present day. So, Crystalline Dominion. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Sandbreak, they went here to take this, establish their capital, and this is where I thought the Waluds, what's Thailand, that's the capital, I guess. Since they are pretty much neighboring it, would have expected them to move. They didn't, or they haven't yet, but instead these dudes have moved. Hugo's boys. And so we are going here. No. Is this where we're going? Yeah, I think it is. Drake's Breath. Who are these people? Oh, the Black Shields. Collings. So that's happening here. It's making a lot more sense now. The kind of geopolitics and whatnot. This thing's really useful. So now I do understand a bit more about what's happening in the world. Because I didn't for most of my playtime. There's just too many tribes and stuff to remember and recognize. But now I kind of do get it. Who's who lives where, and stuff like that. Right, where are we going? Oh, there's a side quest here. The backyard. We haven't been here. Should we just go and visit? Should we do that later? Let's do it later.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
I'm wondering when we're going to see Shiva again. Jill doesn't seem to be able to prime or even semi-prime. Shiva's always been one of my favourites. Maybe the actual favourite of all the summons and stuff. And she looks sick in this game as well. We only briefly got to see her. Right, how far are we talking? This is a new area. Okay, that's not too far. I'm gonna avoid enemies again. I know that's boring, but I don't feel like I need to actually grind. I don't feel underpowered. I mean, this game is extremely easy, so that might be why. Because I definitely haven't done much grinding. Beginning of the game, I was going for enemies, but I'd say for most of the game, I haven't been. But yeah, I don't feel the need to grind. And I think, yeah, that's why I'd rather just skip. It's quite a good view, though. If we get to a point where we're feeling like actually we need a bit more, then the good thing is there are tons of places to grind and fight enemies and get XP and things like that. What is that? Is that where the new castle is?
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Are those things lightsabers or what that these people have? I don't think I've ever seen them being used.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
What?
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
So that's definitely Joshua then. Joshua and that girl. Where are the other villagers? Who else are we meant to speak to?
We're going hunting for outlaws. How'd you like that, boy?
Okay, it's not really telling me who to speak to.
before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
What do those knights want, Father?
I told you to stay in the house. Go on.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed her gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
2 more left to join the garrison this very morn.
At this rate, there'll be none left to help with the harvest.
There we go.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
It's not us. It's Josh. Let's speak with the locals.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another Eastpool.
Then we shall be on our way.
So they know about Eastpool. It's interesting.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
I actually hope it's not Joshua, and it's just someone new maybe. Just so that it's not that predictable. Oh damn, that is far. Damn. A few corridors here. Probably not going to be able to escape a few battles. That's alright.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Whoa! It's those things again. I forgot what they were called. I forgot even where we saw them. Where was it? Oh, it was in that ancient place. These things look so sick. Fallen what? Fallen hunter. Star Wars things.
Ever since the apology, we've
noticing more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
It's over.
Get him! Get him! Sick him!
I was waiting for him to attack. I was going to go for a parry. Torgal nerfed him. Which way should we go? Couple of dudes this way. Probably going to be some in either direction, to be fair. It's interesting that they're out in the wild, though. I think that's the first time we've seen them. I'd rather fight the Star Wars dudes. Let's go this way. Damn, that did damage. I don't even know if we get ability points during kind of random encounters. Let's check. How many have we got right now? 823. Oh, we're quite close to 1,000, which I want for, where was it? Yeah, the limit break upgrade. That'll be next. 823. Let's remember 823, and I'll check again after we do another random encounter. Yo, dudes, there are those black shields? I think they are. Nice. Oh, lads.
Get him! Over here!
Damn, wrong one.
You're finished.
Right, 823 it was. 843, okay, so we did get 20 for that. Is that... Is that one of the, It must be one of those, whatever they're bloody called. Bounty things. Can we mark the map? Delete marker, set marker. Oh, we can. Alright, let's set. Oh no, is that just gonna be... Oh, that's not what I want. That's literally just to get to that point. Damn, so we can't save where that is. I'm not gonna remember where this is. Maybe I will. Oh well. To be fair, if it's post game, I might just like Google where those big beasts are. If I even wanna kill them, that's probably what I'll do. 843 ability points. Lunge is really good. I think I'm going to use lunge instead of Phoenix Shift, because I keep doing Phoenix Shift when I've got a different one. So I either do that, or worse, I do that, which is completely shit. So I think I'll do lunge to get closer to enemies, because then that doesn't matter which icon you've got.
Surrounded.
Bro, lunge is OP. Lunge with magic burst. Can't lunge into the air though. For that you need Phoenix Shift. Wait, are we meant to be up there? No. Oh, we're meant to be down on that bridge. Whoa. Wrong one. Just leave a little tornado there.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
What do I want to start with?
Give me thunder!
Killed the spellcaster.
Fire and flame! Waken wind!
Yeah, this is my favorite. This is definitely my favorite. Who's left? Let's just watch Jill kill him. Go on, Jill. No! Ah. Dog's getting involved. Dodged. Jill's legging it. Jill, do something. Torgal's doing well though. Jill, do something. There we go. A little stab. Torgal's gonna kill him. 100%. She's just evading. Oh, Torgy. Here we're finding out who's the better companion, and it's definitely the dog. Jill, you're doing Jack. Torgal's coming to me. Jill did a useless attack there. Wow. This dude's on me now. Oh no, he's on the dog. Everyone's chasing me. Fight! Pathetic. They failed. But Torgal's definitely more useful than Jill. We have established that.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Alright. So we're not going to go to... Where are we going? That port. Guess we're not going to the port now. Or maybe we are. Is this the port?
Get it, boy.
Who did he mean when he said Guardians of the Flame? hate that that happens. Doesn't register the X.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
This is peak. Should we have a look around this place? Might as well. Might find a box or two. Ooh, the music's gone. I noticed earlier that the music was kind of a bit more atmospheric, and I hate that. I hate when games do that, and one of the reasons I love Square Enix games and JRPGs in general is that you could just be walking around the field and just have incredible music, which this game has done so far. But at the moment, there isn't any. I can't be bothered to look around every little crevice, so where are we going? Okay, we gotta walk it. Crossing that bridge thing? Oh, I don't even know which way we're going. There's probably a couple more boxes around here, but CBA. The Old Hill Docks.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Hey, there's that music again. Who the hell is that?
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes. Oh, where am I to go?
How am I to sell my wares if they won't let us into the capital? We won't survive another night.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Become!
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army...
Okay. So that way to the capital.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands.
Can't pet the chocobos.
I'm hungry.
You'll find no succor to the South travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
I don't get why these people are being banished. Yeah, I really don't get that. Clearly I'm missing something. Because they're not bearers. They're just people who live in Rosaria.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
That beach. Should we go to the beach? Let's go to the beach. Fight these.
Get him! Over here! Get him!
Stay down!
Who killed the other one? Oh, we escaped the other one inadvertently. Jill's just standing next to it. Devil crab. Let's go, devil crab.
Very well.
Oof.
Too slow. Over here!
They're just a bunch of crabs here, or what? Oh, lads. Let's see the radius of this attack. Yeah, you got them both.
Over here! Get him!
There is a box here at least. This little beach. See what this has. Black blood. That reminds me, we need to check out if there's some more weapons. There must be. Next time we're in the hideaway, need to just check out Black Hammer or whatever he's called. The beach. Yeah, because we haven't actually upgraded our weapon in ages. That's a good thing about the boxes, like all this crafting stuff. It just kind of allows you to upgrade without buying. I'm not sure I understand the decision for that though.
The
It's like,
Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
yeah, it's like there's no reason to buy a sword with money because you can just go to the Black Hammer guy.
Start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
And then you can just use materials and get a much better weapon, which is kind of weird. I guess if you don't have the materials, you would go for Karen and buy things from her. It's another little beach. Can I be bothered for these crabs? Probably not. Is there a box over there? There is a box over there. And these are crabs hidden under the sand.
That's the main gate. And it looks
Get
like we're
that
not
box.
the only ones hoping to get in.
What's in here? Sharp fangs. Cool. You said we're not the only ones looking to get in. Who else was there? Oh, there they are.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough
Fuck off! I'm the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, away with you, filth! Back to your stalls! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Which it is not.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Is it that gate that we went up to earlier? Yeah, it is.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Is that a box? No. That's a box.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Footpad, those are those bandits.
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
You can just suck the ones who aren't into the tornado. That's quite cool, actually. One guy left.
Farewell.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Oh, that's... what's his name? Sir something.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not who I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Lucky your boys ain't dead then. They were just sleeping.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
So what? The Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Oh, buck up, man.
At least you're not dead.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
I didn't mean to spare you.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easily quenched.
The Black Shields won't know what hit them.
They've got spellcasters and everything.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
In the flesh. Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
We'll show them as much mercy as they did our sisters and brothers in Old Hill.
Less if I have my way.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord.
We'll probably find these. Not come across it before, but I'm sure we'll find some. Oh, that's new. 10,000! No thanks. Instantly restores all HP. But this gives you 40%, so 2 of those will do the same thing. Well, weapons don't sell for a lot. I'm guessing we could sell all of these. Like, why do we need old weapons?
I will be here should you
We don't need
aught
money,
else.
so leave it.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
Sir Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
That was a weird random notice about party members. I don't really understand why they said that. Or why the game told me now. We've had party members before. And we don't really get to choose. Or maybe we will. That would be nice. If from the hideaway we can choose who comes with us. Yeah, that would be really cool.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry.
You'd better. Brother Wade's life depends upon it.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Cheers, mate.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned them.
Oh, we're just going back there, are we? Buick Bridge.
First village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Sideways. How was the Black Shields?
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
The bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields?
2 spellcasters.
Die along with your flame!
Let's go. Oh god, I need to sneeze.
Forest area!
Oh, bad timing.
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Oh, there's only one of them left. Oh well. Let's read this sign. In case you do survive, and I didn't survive.
Reinforcements from the far bank.
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
Oh, is that the thing we saw earlier? Whoa. Alright, boss.
This one.
Yo! This thing hits hard. Let's kill him as well. Right.
More dragons.
The annoying thing about Thunderstorm is that we can't, like, it leaves you really vulnerable. Yeah, Thunderstorm just leaves you wide open every single time I've been
A
hit.
noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, You have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Alright. He's like a dragoon. Trying to blow my nose so badly. Yeah, against these bigger bosses, this thing is not very good because it just makes them more invisible. Can't see. Double jump. Oh, it's really hard to precision dodge that. Damn! Damn. That does so much damage. Go on, might as well fill up.
Sir Wade! Found them. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
What? How the hell did that hit me? No. Left me wide open again. I'm taking that move off. 100% taking that move off. Oh my god. Yeah, that thunderstorm shit needs to go, man. That thing is flipping crap. How the hell did that hit me? Damn. Didn't do very well there. I needed to blow my nose so badly. That thunderstorm thing though, need to get rid of that.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps.
Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Why does it say black or white?
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, You shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
I like Uncle Byron.
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Good plates, Rutherford. Uncle Byron's a G.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
That scene was amazing purely for the music. The Final Fantasy theme, I haven't heard it in ages. I think the beginning of the game is when we last heard it. The way it came in just then was just so good.
Isn't she?
Ah, these games.
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Good time to go back to the hideaway, to be fair, because I think I'm going to have to stop in a bit.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
A sea voyage this time, is it? I I can lend you an oilskin if you're looking to keep the salt off your back.
Typical nobles, cowering behind their walls rather than joining the fight.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that... What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the mother crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drustinus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
What's this?
Ah, my favorite pupil. Allow me to educate you.
So Sambrique invaded. She just mentioned that the Iron Kingdom invaded Rosaria. Oh, was that just afterwards? Oh yeah, here it is. So this is after it got seized. Imperial army went to Rosalith. Surprise attack by Iron Kingdom. Yep. Okay, so that's when they took Jill. But then these guys... Okay, later on in the year, Sambrique stepped in, forced the duchy to submit. Okay. Right. Who were they fighting? When was it? Yeah, so here, it was the Iron Kingdom. So for some reason from there they were here, and they were fighting... Who were they fighting? Iron Republic and Dalmekia, hoping to force an end to their long-running conflict. They convened a council and brought the Waluda's allies to aid them. Talks broke down. Dalmekians were left no choice but to rely on the power of Titan. And then they were using Jill at that point. But I don't understand why the Iron Kingdom's unholy crusaders on the march, this time to the arid wastelands. Alarmed by the size and ferocity of the Iron Blood, the Dalmeks call on the aid of their ally as two sides meet each other. So they brought these guys on board. Still don't understand why they attacked here, to be honest. Okay. Cool.
Very good.
Right. Let's just check on the updates.
Guardians of the Flame.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this.
Cheers.
All done?
There are new billets being posted every day, but not enough swords to see to them.
A part of me thought Drake's head might be the last crystal we ever cracked, but I'm glad I was wrong.
I hope the rest of the game isn't literally just going to be going to each crystal. I know that's the objective, right? That's the mission. We want to go and destroy each crystal, but I hate that kind of repetitive nature in terms of like plot. Where it's like, okay, first crystal, second, third, fourth, fifth. I'd rather it not be that. I'd rather something else happen to like change the priority or something like that. Every time like we get into the whole thing of like, okay, second one now, third one, it just doesn't make me look forward to the rest of the game, even though I know there's obviously going to be interesting things that happen on the way. I just prefer it not to be so kind of formulaic in a way. Right, we haven't been to these places that have got updates, so let's see what we got. Some new gear, maybe a new weapon. Like I said, we haven't upgraded the weapon in ages. In fact, in game time, it was like 5 years ago. So let's see what we got. I just don't want to hear another song, but just in case. Oh God. Fucked it.
Maeve over there's the best thing to happen to Hideaway since well, ever. she's got a smile like sunshine, and she can pull an ale like no other.
But he's looking at that dude. There's Maeve.
Welcome back, Sid.
Order a drink. Buy a round for the hall. Is there a reason to do that? There must be,
How
right?
am I getting on? Oh, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour out. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stonehenge. Don't tell her you heard that from me.
10,000 gil. Go on then.
As if setting our people free. Good news, everyone. The casks have been liberated. Here's to Sid.
Enjoy, lads. That cost a lot of money.
Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?
Did that really do nothing? It was purely altruistic. Not interested in so. This music is so dead. Oh wow, I can actually play the OG one. We haven't looked at these since the beginning of the game actually. Our terms. I think I've heard that one. This one's pretty nice. This one's pretty good. It reminds me of something and I don't know what it is. I think it reminds me of Emil's Sacrifice, which is weird. Yeah, this is pretty good. If only if that organ song is here from Drake's when we destroyed Drake's head, I will go nuts. It won't be though. Is that it? Oh no, I got one. Oh, is that literally silence? Very funny. The sound of silence. We'll keep the OG then, because this one's so good. Makes me miss Sid though. What is that? Recipe.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
What monster?
A monster. He's Torgal.
Oh,
and
Torg.
he'd take a liking to you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
What, Karen?
Just stand there gawping. Well, you won't hear me complaining. The only drawback... Still... I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, that's sad. Damn.
You're our leader now, Clive. Go on, then.
See, I can't play these songs before buying them. I mean, I wouldn't pay 40k. That's literally all I've got. But it'd be good to at least hear them. We're low on... Well, we got no potions. Damn, we got none. I'm sure we'll pick some up, though. I might as well buy it. I mean, it's so cheap. So we might as well.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Go on, then.
Is that all?
Right. Where's the forgery, dude? There you are, mate. Long time no see. Hopefully he's got something for us. Oh, what's this? Off limits.
What do you need? Things here ain't too bad. Nah. You, because I haven't. Still. So, what'll it be?
Ooh, he has got something. Levin bolt.
Not bad, if I do say so. Myself. And?
Sing a song of six, gilt a bag of phoenix down. A pigeon from the rear deck, boiled in Molly's brown.
We'll explore the rest of this place later. We've not even been to this side. What's this reading table? Oh, we need to go there.
That monster's taken quite a liking to me.
What's new here? Oh, it must be stage replay. Speak with Jill. Where is she? We'll do that later. I think that's going to be the main mission.
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the bloody dust.
Okay, it's probably a good time to leave it. You can never interact with these owls for some reason. Decent session. I think one of the things about this game is that there's a lot of peaks and troughs. The peaks are almost always, icon battles, the big cutscenes, and where the big shit happens, and then it always kind of goes back to a bit more kind of standard, I guess, tropey RPG type missions and stuff like that. I mean, the last one wasn't too bad. There's a lot of good story bits in it, but it's definitely we're on a trough at the moment, right? We're just waiting for the next peak, and I'm sure it will come. So I guess you just have to be patient during these moments where it's not going to be the most exciting stuff, and the side quests as well. They're equally kind of boring at times, but you're just kind of waiting for the next epic bit to come. I'm still enjoying it. I have to say, I'm still enjoying it. And I think now I kind of know what to expect with these kind of in-between bits, right? So, yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm definitely loving the fact that there's all these factions, like we just met, those rebels. Stuff like that makes it really interesting. The fact that we're meeting all these different groups. I knew from the demo that this game was going to have that, a lot of sort of politics and things like that, and it does make it super interesting, for me anyway. So I'm definitely enjoying that aspect. So we'll leave it there for now. Probably, I can't carry on tomorrow because I'm doing stuff after work, so it will have to be Friday, I guess. Day off on Friday, so could have potentially quite a long session if I'm not doing anything else, that is. We'll let this bit of the song play out and then I'll stop the stream.